March 22nd, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Adrian did it? That's what it looks like. Dude, no way. That woman couldn't do anything like that. Court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you. A mountain of evidence? I'm certain there's someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you. Please, Mr. Lawyer, dude. Like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like a spring breeze, alright? I can't let any short sort of scandal ruin that. I understand.
Well, it's almost time.
Mia?
We must get a complete acquittal today.
I know.
But I can't focus on
my situation right now. Or Pearl's either. No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day.
Indeed. Well, let's get going. Beep, 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 beep.
It's him. This is right. Good morning. Is this is it, Mr. Attorney? The last day of the trial.
Day of the trial, not
Or the day of the trial. Maya, she's unharmed, right? Well, when I checked on her earlier this morning, she seemed a bit, how shall we say, tired. Huh? Don't worry, people don't die that easily. Besides, what you really should be concentrating on, is winning today's trial. For my sake, as well as yours, you must win today's trial. Which is why I sent you a little present this morning. Present? What in the world would you want to give me? You'll figure it out once the trial starts. And even if you don't like my gift, I expect you to graciously accept it and win the day's contest, if you please. Wait! The kidnapper sent me a present? Mr. Lawyer Dude, who was that? No one. It has nothing to do with you, so forget you've heard anything. Did somebody say Pingus? No, we did not say Pingus. Now we did. Dude, did your nose just get longer? No, we're not Pinocchio, we're Phoenix Wright. March 22nd, 10 a.m., District Court, Defendant, Courtroom number 3. I got a question for you. Where's the prosecution?
Court is now in session for the trial of Matt Engarde. Are the prosecution and defense ready?
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Did all those blue shells just work on Francisca?
I guess so.
I see. Mr. Wright. What happened to Miss Von Karma?
I don't know, Your
I
Honor.
threw some blue shells at her.
Why are you getting mad at me?
Your Honor, please be quick, bailiff. Court is in session. If you must tell me something, please keep it brief. Now then, what is it? Prosecutor Von Karma has. This morning, Miss Von Karma was shot by an unknown gunman. What?
Shot?
Somehow, I think this is the present that man was talking about.
His present?
Miss Von Karma is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. If she were to disappear, It would be to your advantage.
This is totally insane.
Mhm.
Miss Von Karma, is she all right?
I don't have that answer.
She's alive and in stable condition.
That's good. Phew. You were...
Thought he'd show up. Your Honor, due to the circumstances, Miss Francisca Von Karma cannot appear in court today. I, Miles Edgeworth, will be taking her place. The prosecution is ready. Naturally. Miss Von Karma was shot in her right shoulder and is currently undergoing surgery. Luckily, I have looked this case over and am familiar with the details. The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt Engarde.
The court acknowledges the prosecution.
I hated Von Karma when she was a bitch, but no one deserves that. Yeah, for sure. Right. I finally found the answer I was struggling with on my long journey for this past year. By the time this case comes to an end, you too will know the answer. Huh? Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the witness stand. Oh no! Got a secret weapon, a substitute Francisca, but didn't know Edgeworth was back in town. Yeah, but I don't think, it doesn't matter what prosecutor you get, I don't think this is going to be good either way. Witness, your name and occupation.
My name is Dick Gumshoe, sir. And I'm detective down at the precinct. For now. For now? After this trial's over, I suppose I'll turn in my badge, sir.
Oh, Detective Gumshoe. The prosecution has no need for the press witnesses. Lift your head up and face forward like a proud officer, Detective Dick Gumshoe.
Yes, sir.
Now, let's have your testimony. We want to explore the various facades of this case. We must start with that. Yeah, hold the controller. Press A, when needed. I'm gonna put you to work.
Get ready, Phoenix. This is going to be one very rough fight.
Yeah. It would have to be with Edgeworth as my opponent. The answer here is struggling for. Interesting. Show me this answer you finally found, Edgeworth. Okay, here we go. Bare facts of the case.
This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes Award ceremony, sir. The victim, Juan Correa, was found dead in his hotel room. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder.
Interesting.
After the award ceremony ended, the victim was alone in his room? Yes, sir. Both the victim and defendant went alone into their room, sir.
The killers, yeah.
I see. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
I'm gonna press on everything, so... Let's see how this works.
You want to press on everything, okay? Whatever.
Hey, you get to have fun. You got the controller now. Okay, press L. Or not.
What?
Go back. I press L.
L.
Would you please give us a brief timeline of what happened after the ceremony?
Okay, pal. The ceremony started at 6 p.m. It ended around 8 p.m. And then there was a short break. A special post-ceremony show was supposed to start in the lobby 30 minutes later.
And that's when the victim's body was found, correct? Which is to say, the murder occurred during that 30-minute break period.
Please continue with your testimony, Detective.
Hey, L.
Yeah?
Yep. The person who discovered the victim's body was Adrian Andrews, correct?
Yeah. Who is this Adrian Andrews you're talking about? She's the defendant, Matt Engarde's manager. She's a real pretty lady, sir. Ah, so she's a pretty lady. I wonder if she'll grace us with her presence.
Oh my god, don't be a horn dog, Judge.
And the post-ceremony show was about to start. She went to get Mr. Engarde. At the visitor's room, she went next to the victim's room to get him for the show, sir. I see. That's when she found the victim's body?
Okay. Cause of death? Wasn't that because Mr. Corder was stabbed in the chest?
Only a careless amateur would believe something so brainless as that, pal. Take a good, hard look at the crime photo. Now, a real close attention will be drawn here to this bandana.
Yeah, it is around his neck.
Banana? This bandana, sir. That's the thing wrapped tightly around his neck, sir. Yes, I see. His banana-suited bandana.
What is up with you and the... He must be hungry. Then, what about the knife?
It seems to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death. We have a crafty murderer on our hands here.
Autopsy report added to the court record. So Stranger start scuffing stabs with a knife.
I wonder, did they even do the DNA stuff on the scarf and everything?
Probably never found anything. And why did you think that?
Because it was empty, pal. The German ninja doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar. And we couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime. Oh! Then how about this theory? The fan really wanted the guitar and did the crime to get it. How's that?
God. Don't quit your day job, Judge.
We thought of that too, but...
But?
The only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victims.
Only the victims, huh?
I see. So what's my theory then?
Guitar case update. Okay. Switch the phone Twitch, not looking so hot in your laptop? Ouch. Okay.
Okay, so I guess
Go ahead and press on that fifth statement too.
Oh, we already did with that, didn't we?
No, that was the fourth. Anyway, go ahead. Read.
Our first order of business should be to gather more info from his testimony. But
there might be a trap set up for us somewhere.
maybe. However, setting off traps is a part of a lawyer's job, too.
If you say so.
Of course, we're supposed to escape from them, too. Wouldn't you say?
So go back to the fifth statement and press on it. That's number 4, that one. What convinced you it had nothing to do with the case?
The guitar wasn't at the Gatewater Hotel that night. Well then, where was it? The white red guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, one Corridor, had barely only taken the case with him, sir.
That don't make sense.
So you mean he forgot to put the guitar inside the case?
Yes, sir. Even when he was on stage for the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar.
So that guitar case was empty even before he got to the hotel.
Yes, that's right. So it really had nothing to do with the case after all.
I believe that is enough. First, the victim had choked to death with his bandana. Then, after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife. Which brings me to my next point. Why then did the police arrest Matt Engarde? Because there was a reason enough to suspect him. Here it comes. Looks like Edward's back in full swing. Very well, Detective Gumshoe. Please testify to this matter.
Yes, sir.
Why arrest Engarde? Why rub Colette's back? There we go.
Matt Engarde and Juan Corridor were huge rivals to each other. They thought the other was in his way. And that's motive enough in my book. As for evidence, there are Jammer Ninja's button.
Scratch my back, please.
There's the Jammer Ninja's button.
Underneath the shirt.
Okay, well-
It's Jay.
It was ripped off the ninja costume and was found in Mr. Engarde's hakama. The defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife. The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder.
So the defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used in the stabbing.
And it's sort of sticky on the handle, so the fingerprints came out pretty clearly, sir.
Knife added to the court record.
And there's this button.
That was the button found at this button's also covered in blood. Good.
No.
Try not to press A too fast, though, too.
Okay.
Yes, and we know that the blood on there is...
Oh, I stood back.
And we know that the blood, it is the victim's blood, sir.
Okay.
Can you scratch better than that?
Yeah, well.
Okay, Oliver, honey. Ah, thank you. I'm gonna have to get me my back scratcher or something.
Yeah, sure, but you can get it after. Alright, you can press A.
Okay.
What? Shaman Ninja's button added the court record. Maybe I should get you to say that one. All of this points very clearly to the defendant, doesn't it? Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor. You ready to give in yet, right? I'll find a loophole in your argument somehow. You can press as hard as you like. Just hurry up with your usual pointless questions.
Okay.
I arrest Engarde.
Push him on everything?
Yes, ma'am, and
Ugh.
don't worry, we'll be fine. But in terms of popularity, Mr. Engarde won, did he not?
Yeah. But you know how that's ironic, pal? One Quarter was always one step behind Mr. Engarde in everything. This year it seemed like he'd finally caught up, ready for the big final showdown.
But Mr. Quarter lost the Grand Prix at the end. That's too bad. He
Must have been pretty downhearted after losing.
Wait just 1 second here. Mr. Engarde was beating Mr. Corda in the popularity polls.
Well, yeah, I guess, but...
Which means that, in the defendant's eyes, the victim was not a rival at all. Which means that he had no more motive to kill at all.
Yes, I quite agree. Well, Detective... is that... Well... I guess if you put it that way, then yeah, the defendant wouldn't have had no motive.
Detective, I'm beginning to see why you were fired.
Huh? No, not you too, Mr. Edric, sir. That's...
I look forward to your pension negotiations.
No!
Now, Detective. Let's continue with the testimony.
No. Not my poor pension, too.
Detective, if you value your money, I suggest you proceed.
Yes, sir. We can talk about my pension later, sir.
About what I was saying. Hello? Mrs. Pablo Horse? Anyone? Do you have any proof
Hey,
that the
streamer,
button...
cast hydrate.
Thanks, Kitty. Do you have any proof that the button belonged to the victim? That's for you too, as well.
What do you mean, pal?
Let me put it this way. I'm asking if you have any evidence to back up your claim that this button was ripped off Chairman Ninja's costume.
Huh? But you can't tell by just looking at it. And the victim's blood is on it.
Yeah, that's kind of pointless. If anyone could have spared that blood, and thereafter...
Mr. Edgeworth, help me, sir.
Alright. I know it had to be this piece of evidence. Now, reel this one in. Thread. Huh? The button was attached to the costume by thread, obviously. And the thread snapped when the button was torn off. If you match up the ends of the thread on the costume with the thread on the button, it's a perfect match.
Yeah, that's it. They're a perfect match, pal.
Okay.
That's Edward for you. Never misses a beat. I know that it was.
When was this button found?
Pretty soon after the body was found, we rounded up everyone who knew Mr. Corridor. And then we did a search on them all. That's when we found the button.
So it was almost immediately after the murder.
The police didn't have the free time to lollygag and play tricks, like some people. Hey, what's he trying to say about me here? How were the fingerprints arranged on the knife?
Huh? What do you mean, pal?
By examining the fingerprints, you can determine how the defendant held the knife. For example, did he hold it normally or overhand?
Oh, is that what you meant? Well, we didn't actually think of that.
I can't believe the bumbling of this department. Hopeless. Were you paying attention to this testimony, right? The defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife?
I'm gonna book him. He got booked.
There is no way to determine how the knife was held at the moment of the murder.
So the defendant, the owner of this knife, huh? So is the defendant the owner of this knife?
Okay, so instead of pressing on this one, I want to present something.
Okay, how do you present?
Press X. Actually, I'll look over there. Press R.
R?
Yeah, right here.
Okay.
And let's go over the knife. Because this looks very suspicious to me, and this is what I want to do. So press X.
Okay.
Wait a second.
What?
So the basis of your argument was that this is a premeditated murder is simply that my client bought a knife beforehand?
That's right, pal. The defendant.
Did not buy this knife.
Huh?
Take a good look at the handle of this knife, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Huh?
There's a gatewater seal set into the handle.
Gatewater. I think I heard that name somewhere before.
I can see why he got fired. It's the name of the hotel. The Gatewater Hotel.
Uh-oh.
The murder knife was actually property of the hotel. Which means this murder was not premeditated.
Yes, that is very true. This is a very big...
Oh boy.
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless. What? Yeah, pass the control for this part for a second. I'll pass it back to you, don't worry. I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined. How so? I admit this knife is a hotel property. There is no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough not to realize this.
I didn't.
But I didn't... Oh.
The question is, where did this knife come from?
Why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Corrida's room.
Sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect. The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table. Yeah, the knife's already there.
There is a knife and fork on the table. Then, where in the world did this knife come from?
If it pleases the court, I would like us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matt Engarde. Especially what was on top of his table. Yeah, there's a missing knife. There's something missing. Perhaps it is a single knife.
Yeah, but what makes you think that it's his plate?
We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, I came to the conclusion that Mr. Matt Engarde's knife was missing. Does that answer your question? Look. Mr. Engarde had gone to the victim's room with a knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? To kill.
But it looks like a butter knife or something.
Yeah, but some hotel ones do look like that. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder.
Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction.
It seems like Edgeworth had this plan from the very beginning.
This must be one of those traps. And I just walked headlong into it.
A murder weapon with fingerprints and a button from the victim's costume. There is quite a sizable amount of evidence here.
I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of Your Honor's time. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court. Evidence not yet shown?
He means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence.
Oh, my phone went off that time. Oh, that's why. Because it didn't go into the right part.
What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. Wright?
Well...
Phoenix, the judge is favoring the prosecution right now. If we answer with something wrong here,
the gavel of his will be ringing out to the sound of our defeat.
Mr. Wright, do you have something important and necessary to present to the court?
actually you do.
Yeah, I actually do. There's one. One piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court has yet to see.
Mr. Wright,
Yeah, the wine glass.
I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I'm giving you one chance, and only one.
What the judge is saying is, right, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here. If I mess this up, it's curtains for all of us.
You may now present one and only one piece of evidence. Now then, what is this important evidence that you must show the court?
I'm going with the wine glass. It's filled with tomato juice. There's no sign it's been drank. That's the only thing I can present. Because if I present anything else, game over, yeah.
Yeah, because the wine glass was
Yeah.
intact.
This is a wine glass, is it not?
Please look at the photo at the crime scene one more time. The scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase is broken. His makeup is all over the floor. These were all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser.
Well, yes, I see your point.
However, this glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that is not falling over with everything else is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. Well, what do you all have to say?
Well, yes, it is a little peculiar.
Yes, isn't it? I thought it was.
You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth,
What is it, Your Honor?
your opinion.
You don't need my opinion. Because there is no special meaning to that glass. What? It's safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place. by the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking.
That does sound very plausible, Mr. Wright.
Could Miss Andrews really have set that glass down without thinking? So, I'm gonna say that there's no way, because I think it is impossible right now. 5 pair week here, trial is over. I look for my proof later. Now, I should trust my... Stop pressing A fast enough.
It's my fault for it if you're thought-provoking enough.
You just stop pressing A fast enough. I need to read 2.
Okay?
The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves that it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table.
You've turned the situation on its head yet again, as usual. Miss Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim?
There's no way he has any. He's just bluffing. Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have evidence to support it. What? Well, you told him to call his bluff, and he's calling it. You're not thinking hard enough today, Wright. Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice? Then, of course, it has been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints. Fingerprints. There are only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass.
Only one? Well, whose were they?
They were not the victims nor the defendants. Rather, they are one Adrian Andrews. What? Wine glass updated in the court. I should get used to that one.
One glass updated in the court record.
Gee, you sounded beautifully saying that. I should get you to do that more often.
Thank you. Mwah.
That is why I said that the person who didn't discover the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright? Can't believe I fell into another trap. Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Corridor.
If she was stunned, she would not set the glass down on the dresser. That's the thing.
Yeah, true.
She would she would have dropped it, and it would have fell over the floor.
But upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the dresser.
What you just said now makes a lot of sense.
Actually, what Colette just said made no sense. Tisk. Do you see, Wright? You can't change any part of my scenario, as it explains everything all too well. I've thought long and hard about this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor. And from here on out, I will show you the answer I have come to discover.
Wait a second, Mr. Edgeworth. I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict.
Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution has yet another witness we would like to hear the court from. Another witness? Yes. Bailiff, please bring in the next witness.
What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking?